Hi, I'm Antonia. This is Universally Me. I always love finding pictures of my Uncle Carl, but I think there's something a little special about finding a letter from him. Partly because it gives a more personal glimpse into his life, into the way he thought and spoke and what his personality was like. Also just because there really aren't that many letters out there. I think over the years they were sort of forgotten and thrown away. I don't know if we always really think about how interesting a letter may be 25, 50, or 100 years later. So anyway, when I was at my mom's, I found this cool letter. It's dated October 2nd, 1924, and it is from my Uncle Carl to a Mr. Kenneth Landis at the Keystone State Normal School in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, which is now just the Kutztown University of Pennsylvania. I tried looking up Kenneth Landis to see if I could learn anything about him. All I could really find is that there are other letters for sale online from historical figures to Kenneth Landis. So I have a feeling he was some sort of, maybe an autograph collector, maybe he was just a fan of a lot of people. The letter at the very top says Universal Pictures Corporation, 1600 Broadway, New York. That was Universal's East Coast offices. I believe this is right over by Times Square, and it was in the Studebaker building, which was there until 2004 and then knocked down, and now it's condos. So that's cool. I think the letter, though, is really cool for a couple of reasons. So I will read the letter to you, and then I'll talk about why I think it's so awesome. Dear Mr. Landis, it was a very real pleasure to read your letter of September 27th. Thank you for your sincere appreciation of our picture, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Any picture that can make you think every minute, as you say this one did, is worthwhile, isn't it? At least when it inspires thoughts similar to yours. If you do not already know it, I am sure it will interest you to learn that we are planning at this time another picture for our program next year, similar in magnitude to The Hunchback of Notre Dame. We are going to picturize Gaston Leroux's famous story, The Phantom of the Opera, with Lon Chaney in the leading role. Other members of the cast have not yet been chosen, but work has already started on the great sets for the picture, which, by the way, are to be built of structural steel. This is the first time that such a set has ever been built at Universal City, and as far as I know, the first anywhere. Just a few days ago, I received an interesting studio note on this picture, copy of which I am going to enclose, because I believe it will prove of real interest to you. I am returning the autographed card. Thank you again for your letter. Cordially yours, Carl Laemmle. I get so excited reading this letter because it's so cool hearing him talk about Phantom of the Opera before it was Phantom of the Opera. So yeah, it was already the Gaston Leroux work. Yeah, Lon Chaney was attached, but the sets weren't even done yet. They didn't know how big or great or successful a project this would be. There was no Mary Philbin yet. My Aunt Carla hadn't yet danced in her first movie. It's so cool to hear about this incredible past work as a future work. Also, the first time I read this letter, I think when I started, I was like, oh, like this is so nice. And by the end, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Because if I were Kenneth Landis and I had received this letter, I think I would have felt so special, just being thanked, being let into this kind of behind the scenes knowledge, because it's not like he could have gone on Google or IMDb to find this stuff out. It wasn't so easy to know the goings on of a movie studio then. So yeah, I just think it's really incredible, and that he sent the letter and the autograph card and the studio note. Also, I don't really know what a studio note is, so if anyone wants to fill me in on what that would have been, that would be fantastic. Please subscribe, please share, please follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Antonia Carlotta, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.